Hello. Cool. Can you guys hear everything okay? Just going to pop my usual messages down the side for people joining later on. But hello, Amelia. Hope you're getting on well. All right, we'll do you wait for the stragglers to join, and then we shall start. But hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's got a guitar that's in tune. Don't think mine is. I need to make sure it's in tune. But yeah, we're going to do some good stuff today. We're going to work on some stuff that I sent today and make sure that's all there, and then possibly some of last week's stuff. But in case you weren't aware, because if you're anything like me, you just can't keep track of the days or the dates. In case you weren't aware, we've got a week off next week, so there'll be no videos sent out next week. There'll be no live stream next week either. So it's kind of a time to make sure that you're happy with everything we've done so far. Because we've been starting to work on some more difficult stuff, which is good. I think everyone's doing really well. I'm getting some good feedback, which is great. Also, guys, if you feel like you're doing really, really well with a song, and you think it's a shame that you can't show me, well, you can. All you need to do, and this is only if you want to, of course, is basically send a video of yourself playing whichever song that you want to show me to the Music Works. They'll pass it on to me, and then I can tell you how well you're doing. So if you do want to take a look at doing that, then that's great. But I'm going to do a couple of different things today. So I sent out the things in a bit of a different order. Basically, Blink and You'll Miss It, I think we're doing pretty well at. We're going to look at bars 5 to 7 today after doing bars 1 to 4 last time. Knocking on Heaven's Door, page 1 recap. Now, I sent you the same thing last week. I just want you to carry on with that again, okay? Because it's really important to make sure we've got that first page and to make sure we can play those power chords and those open position chords. Because they come up later on in the song as well. So I've sent you Knocking on Heaven's Door, page 1 recap, Blink and You'll Miss It, bars 5 to 7, and then it should say Knocking on Heaven's Door, bars 29 to 32. This is on the next page over, and it's a little bit different. And then there's some other things that I sent off, which is basically, if you get time, have a look at these. It's a song, an old sort of soul Motown song called "Give Me Some Lovin'." If you've ever seen the Blues Brothers, it's in that. And then an explanation of some coda stuff as well, which is always pretty interesting. But we will get started in a moment. Who have we got in here? Who have we got in here? We got Frankie, fantastic. We got Amelia. All right. Solid crew to start with. Okay, so let's take a look at Blink and You'll Miss It. If you're using the book, then please find it in the book. That's Blink and You'll Miss It. If you want to follow along with the sound slice, then open the link, or if you just want to listen to me, then do that. But basically, I asked you to look at bars 1 to 4 a couple of weeks ago, or last week rather, which should have sounded like this. Yeah, so that's what you should have already. That's what I sent across last time. I hope everyone's okay with that. Let me just recap it. In the first bar, you just have a B and a G note. In the next bar, you have G2, B, G. So that is. And then in the next bar, you have the same thing with a different rhythm. So we've got the first bar, second bar, third bar. Cool. I know I went through that quite quickly, but you should kind of hopefully have that now. If I put that all together, it sounds like this. So that was what I sent a couple of weeks ago. Now we're going to look at the next section today. We're going to look at the next section today, which starts. Exactly the same, pretty much, just a few different notes at the end. So if we look at bar 5 is really simple. So it's just the B note for 2 beats, the G note for 2 beats, open string. Sorry, the B note for 2 beats, then the G note for 2 beats. So just make sure you play that. Just play B, G, nice and simple. Now, the next bit is the same as the previous section. We're just going to go G2, B, G. Okay? So that's G2, B, G. Ready, steady, play. Ready, listen, G2, B, G. Ready, steady, play. Ready, steady, listen, G2, B, G. Ready, steady, play. Good stuff. Now, if we take a look at the next bit, we play G2, B, B1. Okay, so that will sound like this. G2, B, B1. Give that. Let me just try and get in the frame a little bit more. I think that's a bit better. You can see my hand now. Right, so yeah, that last bar that I just went through there, just to remind you, that's G2, then the B string, then B1. So ready, listen, G2, B, B1. Ready, steady, play. Ready, steady, listen, G2, B, B1. Ready, steady, play. Ready, steady, listen, G2, B, B1. Ready, steady, play. So now if I put bar 5, 6, and 7 together, I get this. Same rhythm as the first section, but different notes. So should sound like this. Oh, no, shouldn't sound like that. That's what you should have, okay? So let me just give you an example now of bar 1 to 7, okay? So this is everything that we've learned so far. You don't have to do this at all. Definitely give it a try over the next couple of weeks, though. So you should have, if you put all that together, you'll end up with this. So really important with that one to make sure A, you've got all the right notes, B, make sure you've got all the right rhythm, and watch out for bar 4. So don't actually play anything in bar 4 on this song. If you look in your books or on your sound slice, there's nothing written in the tab on bar 4. All bar 4 is basically you should let your G note ring out, okay? So rather than playing another note, you just let the G note ring out into bar 4. You should let it ring for the full 4 beats before in bar 5 we start the pattern again with that slightly different ending. But you'll see there's a bar that's got some of the standard notation or the stave or the staff filled in, but there's nothing in the tab, okay, which is correct. That's the way it's normally written. All right, so that's Blink and You'll Miss It. Knocking on Heaven's Door. Now we should have a recap of page 1. That's what you should be working on, okay? What I'll do is I'm just going to have a play through it for you. So I'm just going to play through page 1. Just going to do it along with the song here. Hopefully you can hear the song. If not, you'll get the idea just by my guitar anyway, so that's fine. Right, where are we? Right, so page 1. Now here comes the start of page 2. Then you work through it a little bit more, but that is what page 1 should sound like. Okay, so that's the main thing that you should be working on with that one, is making sure you can play page 1 first on its own. So don't worry about doing it with the song, just play it through as it's written. Make sure you look at those repeat marks and then start to work on putting it together with the song. But I think you're all probably doing really well on that one. I think you're all kind of comfortable with power chords and a few more of your open position sort of trickier chords. Now, we're just going to take a brief look at something else. I'm aware we've only got kind of a couple minutes left. Guys, if you have any questions, please do ask them now. Best time to ask them. But I think we're doing great. So one of the songs that I kind of put in there was that song called Gimme Some Lovin'. Now, that one is quite tricky. I wouldn't suggest you do that one with the song, but I would suggest you at least try it, okay? Let me just grab it up here. Sorry, my computer's being very slow. I need a new one. Right. Here we are. Tell you what, do it this way. Okay, so this is what you should work on if you've done everything else, okay? It'll be the start of this riff. It's really quite fast, and it sounds like this. Right, the reason why this song is important is because you need to make sure you can alternate pick for this one. So what I'm doing is I'm playing the D string, and then I'm playing D2. Now I have to play D2 4 times, so I'm going to go. So I'm playing down, up, down, up. So if you don't understand alternate picking, the best way to practice it is just to mute all your strings. Now go to each string and just pick down, up, down, up. So when I mean down, I mean from coming on top of the string and pushing it down. When I mean up, I mean coming from below. So you pick down first and then up. Okay? But we'll get onto a bit more of that when we work through the song. But that was good work today, everyone. I'm sure you're all sounding great. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.